You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. This week on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, during this third week of Advent, we are talking about waiting well, and not rushing ahead to Christmas, but really participating in the waiting of Advent. We've already talked about the virtues of faith and trust, how they are so important in our ability to wait well, as we see through the example of our Blessed Mother Mary. And today we are going to talk about hope. Now, hope is a very important part of Advent, but it is a virtue, the virtue of hope. So it's a little bit different than the way that we use the word hope often. Oftentimes when we're in a conversation, we'll say things like, well, I hope that I get to go to my friend's house tonight. I hope. And when we say that, we're being hopeful or optimistic. Hope, as we're talking about it today, is a virtue or a wonderful ability or trait that is given to us by God. And the virtue of hope has to do with our longing for heaven. So it is the ultimate optimism, right? The ultimate goal that after this life is done, I will enter eternal joy with Jesus Christ. Now, have you ever wondered what makes heaven so amazing? Well, we don't really know quite what it will be like, but we know that we will be perfectly happy. Why? Because we will be there in the presence of Jesus Christ. That alone is what will make us perfectly happy, because He is the source of all joy, all love. We will be there with the person that made us and love us completely. So in Advent, we really need to make sure that the greatest longing of our hearts is for heaven and for that unity with Jesus Christ. So that's my question for you today as we think about hope, the longing for heaven. Is the greatest desire of your heart for Jesus, for heaven? Now, this can be particularly hard during Advent because we all have many other things on our mind, particularly the gifts that we're hoping to receive. So think about that list of things that you've made in your head of gifts that you hope you receive at Christmas. Maybe it's some clothes or Legos or a board game or a new bike, right? All of these things are good things. They can bring us great joy and happiness, and that's wonderful. But really evaluate the shiny new thing I love. Do I have a greater longing for that, a greater hope that I receive that at Christmas? Or do I have a greater longing for Jesus Christ, the greatest gift ever given to the world? So reflect on this. And just so you know, you won't be perfect in your hopes and desires when you become adult. Many adults still struggle with this as well. Is the greatest desire of my heart Jesus Christ and heaven? This is something that each person, no matter how old they are, should be asking themselves every day. Is the greatest desire of my heart Jesus? Or is it something else? And so, Sprouts, as we approach Christmas, let's just spend 1 minute today really reflecting on that. Is the greatest desire of my heart Jesus? That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be. Just one more thing, the Catholic Sprouts podcast will be off all of next week so that we can prepare for and celebrate Christmas as a family. But we will be back the following week to wrap up 2020 and welcome 2021 together. And so from our family to yours, have a blessed and holy Christmas.